Markets are off to a shaky start in 2025. Stocks are sliding, interest rate fears are mounting, and uncertainty looms. But there's one voice cutting through the noise with a bold prediction. Tom Lee, one of Wall Street's most recognized bulls, believes Bitcoin will be the best performing asset this year. In this video, we're breaking down why Tom Lee remains confident, despite the market correction, and why he thinks Bitcoin could soar to $250,000 in 2025. Let's dive in. Wow, $250,000. That's a staggering prediction, especially considering the current market environment. So how did we get here, and why does Tom Lee remain so bullish? Let's set the scene. Since the start of 2025, the markets have been correcting. The Dow recently tumbled nearly 700 points after a surprisingly strong jobs report. Investors had hoped the Federal Reserve would pause rate hikes, but stronger than expected economic data suggests more tightening could be on the horizon. Tom Lee's been monitoring this closely. He points out that the market has been correcting for nearly a month, 23 trading days to be exact. But he sees this as a potential turning point.
So we got inflation this week. There are concerns. I tie a lot of the weakness in the market to that. Are these important numbers?
It's important because, as you know, we've been correcting now for almost a month, right? 23 trading days, and this Wednesday is an important day because it is a possible turning point for markets. And I would like to see CPI come in below, 0.25 or so, and I think that would give that jolt of confidence for markets, on top of, I think, earnings, which is going to be a positive catalyst. But for investors in the near term, I think they got to ride out the volatility because I think yields here have made people nervous. Not necessarily deteriorate the long-term outlook, but near term.
Lee believes inflation data and earnings reports could provide the catalysts needed to stabilize the market. But let's not forget, Bitcoin doesn't follow traditional market rules. While traditional markets are grappling with rate hikes and earnings reports, Bitcoin marches to the beat of its own drum. It's been down roughly 15% from its highs, but for an asset as volatile as Bitcoin, that's par for the course. In fact, during previous bull cycles, Bitcoin has typically seen corrections of 30% or more. For example, in 2017, Bitcoin experienced several pullbacks of over 30%, including one that saw the price drop from $5,000 to $3,000 before skyrocketing to nearly $20,000. 2021, Bitcoin saw corrections of around 50% before continuing its climb to an all-time high of $69,000. Tom Lee isn't fazed by Bitcoin's recent dip. In fact, he sees it as a buying opportunity.
Tom, what does the movement in Bitcoin say to you? So we're at 91,000. What is that? What is that a signal or a sign of anything in this sort of analysis?
Stupid Fed.
Yeah.
It's not cutting.
Yeah, Bitcoin's down roughly 15% from its highs, which for a hypervolatile asset is a pretty normal correction, and it is slightly following global liquidity, but we're pretty early in this halving cycle. So to me, I think Bitcoin in the near term, again, our technician thinks 70,000 is where we can sort of make a stand. Means you're getting a big opportunity because I think Bitcoin's going to be one of the best performing assets.
Let's unpack that. Bitcoin operates on a 4-year halving cycle, which historically has led to massive price rallies. The last halving was in April 2024, reducing the block subsidy from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 Bitcoin. This halving event is crucial as it further limits the supply of new Bitcoin entering circulation, increasing its scarcity. So why does Tom Lee think Bitcoin could hit $250,000 this year? Let's look at his reasoning. First, global liquidity is increasing. Despite the Fed's tightening stance, there's still a massive amount of capital searching for returns. And with Bitcoin being a finite asset, only 21 million coins will ever exist, it's positioned as digital gold in this environment. Second, institutional adoption is ramping up. With the approval of Bitcoin ETFs, more institutions are getting exposure to Bitcoin. Since the ETF was approved, BlackRock has reportedly accumulated over 555,948 BTC. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy continues its aggressive accumulation strategy, purchasing an additional 2,530 Bitcoin on January 13, 2025, bringing their total holdings to over 450,000 Bitcoin. Tom Lee believes this surge in institutional buying is a game changer. Finally, Bitcoin's network continues to strengthen and hash rate continues to make new highs. More wallets are being created and transaction volumes are rising. This increasing network activity is a strong bullish signal. Of course, no prediction comes without risks. Another significant risk is the potential for more rate hikes by the Federal Reserve, which could weigh heavily on both traditional and crypto markets. However, there's a potential upside on the horizon. Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration on January 20th could bring much-needed clarity to Bitcoin regulation. Some analysts speculate that his administration might even explore creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve, a move that could further legitimize and strengthen Bitcoin's position as a global asset. There's also the risk of a prolonged market correction. If traditional markets continue to slide, it could drag Bitcoin down with them. But Tom Lee remains optimistic. He believes any short-term volatility will be outweighed by long-term gains.
A fair and good price to get in, or are you saying wait because you think it's going farther down?
You know, Bitcoin is something you need to be long-term focused. I don't think anyone's going to lose money buying here at 90. If they're trying to time this, maybe they'll get lucky and it goes to 70. But to me, Bitcoin could be significantly higher this year, you know, maybe 200, 250. So I think 90 is still a good entry point.
His view is clear. Bitcoin at $90,000 is still a good entry point, even if it dips further. In other words, timing the market is nearly impossible. But if you believe in Bitcoin's long-term potential, now could be a great time to start accumulating. Bitcoin offers more than just a speculative investment. It's a protection against monetary debasement in an era of rampant money printing. Unlike traditional assets, Bitcoin is pristine collateral with no counterparty risk, meaning it doesn't rely on the solvency of any institution. What do you think of Tom Lee's prediction? Will Bitcoin really be the best-performing asset of 2025? Let us know in the comments. And if you're interested in more crypto content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.